everybody, and welcome to the Paranormal Portal Pieces. I'm your host, Brent Thomas. Thank you so much for joining us today as we are diving into yet another episode. Please feel free to share these out on your social media to let other people know about the Paranormal Portal. But today's episode's really exciting. This is an excerpt from an interview that we did with Ron Morehead. And Ron Morehead is best known as the person that put the Sierra Sounds on the map. The Sierra Sounds are the first ever recordings of what is believed to be Bigfoot language and talking. So this is a great opportunity to learn a little more about this if you haven't already, but it's an excellent discussion. Ron was incredibly interesting, such an intelligent and fantastic person. We really enjoyed having him on the show, and I know you're going to enjoy this episode.
The cryptolinguist, Scott Nelson, determined they have a language by the human definition of language, and that's important because language is, we didn't think about it then. We didn't think about a lot of things back then. We just kind of having fun with it after we got to pass the scare factor. That's important, by the way, the fear factor. Get you these sounds when they're right just a few feet away from you outside the shelter, you know.
Yeah.
And anyway, he said they have language, a complex language by the human definition of language. That means, very important, that means they have what they call a morpheme stream of words that fit together in a sapient sentence.
Oh.
And you got that kind of stuff going on. Only humans are supposed to have that, according to Dr. Lieberman. In 1968, he wrote a paper and said that only humans have the capability of speech like we do. It takes the hyoid bone up here, specifically tied to the nerves of the tongue and into the brain to create what we're doing right now, sapient speech.
Sure.
And these things have that, and only humans are supposed to have that. So what does that tell us there?
Right.
It kind of tells me that there may be a human component to these things.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, you don't find this out till years later. You're really starting to look into everything, and so that's how it kind of began with me and the other guys. And some of them passed away now. I just talked to Bill McDowell. He's my good friend in California.
Mm-hmm.
And he's still doing well. He was my packing buddy. Him and I had the horses and mules and packed the supplies in and out up there. So anyway, it's been fun. It still is fun. I'm enjoying this. I enjoy doing what I'm doing right now, and I thank you again for having me on.
Oh, sure. Now, I think this would probably be a good point to start playing at least a few of these sounds. I think they're absolutely, they're frightening a little bit, and they're exciting a little bit. they are just such a different. I don't know.
They're kind of spread out over from 71 through 74.
Okay.
They stopped interacting with us real close up, interacting with us in 1976 when we had to shoot a bear right there in camp who was tearing us up, and he actually, which is unusual for black bears, but he came at us, and we had tried to shoot him off a few times, but he was tearing up our sacks, our pack sacks.
Sure.
We hauled in on the mules of food, and anyway, we shot him. And, that stopped the close-up stuff. I don't know if that's what stopped it or if they just got bored with us, but something stopped it.
Okay. Well, the first one that I'm going to play, you've titled Rapid Fire Sequence. And ladies and gentlemen, this is the Sierra Sounds. Wow. That is just bone chilling.
Yeah, it kind of puckers you a little bit. But we're inside the shelter with our guns, and
Sure.
we're ready to shoot our way out if we have to. But you don't know. Again, at that time, we didn't know if they was arguing with each other
Hmm.
about who's going to come in after us, or if they were arguing about who's going to get the food that we left out, or just what it was all about. We just didn't know, and still don't know. But we suspect they were kind of arguing amongst themselves at the time. That was two
Oh,
of them, by the way.
yeah. I was
And
gonna
you can
say,
tell how rapidly they speak. Yeah.
yeah. It's just to us, of course, it sounds like a jumble of words, but there again, if anybody goes to a country where they're not familiar with the language, when the native speakers speak, it's not slow. It's quick and delivered, and it sounds like a jumble of sounds to us. So this is, I not that my opinion matters much, but it is complex. It's very complex.
It, yeah, the cryptolinguist he's right into it now. This is a complex language, and he has been trained by the Navy as a cryptolinguist, retired from the Navy as a cryptolinguist. He teaches foreign languages now in Missouri, and he's got one of these guys that's got perfect hearing. He's a two-time graduate of the Language Institute of Foreign Language Institute in California, and he's made the statement they have a language, and he had to slow it down, I guess, to transcribe it, and he did transcribe a language out of it. So, and he was trained to pick out problems with languages, to foreign languages you don't know what they are.
Right.
And anyway, that was unique. That was a really good step up again from Dr. Curlin's report from 1978, I think it was. Dr. Curlin, University of Wyoming, studied the sounds for a year, and he gave the credibility to them that they weren't manipulated. These were not slowed down. They were not speeded up. He had the original tapes. Albury let him have them, and they were not manipulated. They go below what the human can do. They are inside what a human can do, our language right now, and they go way above it, which suggests that they can make any sound they want to make. And I found that to be true. They can mimic just about anything you think you're hearing out there. What gives them away is the amplitude. They can't hide the lung capacity. They're very loud. And that'll jar you when they're right outside like that, I tell you.
I can
It
imagine.
shakes the walls of the shelter a little bit.
Yeah, and you hear that so often from people that are real close when those Sasquatch let loose, and it really does have a physiological effect on them. Like it's not just wow, that was really loud, I should turn that down. It does, like it truly affects the people in a very physical way.
Yeah. Yeah, I've had some very strange things happen. We all have up there at the camp.
Hmm.
And one of the things that happened with Warren Johnson and I, we knew one was out there. By then we were getting a little bit, we knew they weren't going to eat us. We didn't think they were. And we heard this thing jabbering out there. We thought, well, we'll jump outside this shelter door right quick, and we might get a glimpse of it run away at bright moonlit night. And we started walking up towards where that tree was, huge tree, and it has to be behind this tree right here. It didn't run away. So all of a sudden we just got froze in our tracks. I mean, just like a wall, a force field wall, like I related to a Star Trek force field, But
Right.
he looked at me, and we were probably 15 feet apart, and hadn't been talking. He said, "I don't know about you, but I can't move." And I said, "I can't either. I couldn't go forward." I
Wow.
mentioned this to a scientist later on. And he says, we don't study fear. If that's your fear. I said, well, we weren't afraid. We were up there just thinking we was going to see this thing, and we realized they probably weren't going to harm us at that point. So
Hmm.
he said, well, it has to be the infrasound
Hmm.
or ultrasound or pheromones, he said. Infrasound or pheromones, because pheromones will only work within the same species. Infrasound will affect human emotion. It'll freeze you. It'll do just that. Hitler was working with infrasound in World War II anyway. And it's a unique thing that they probably have. A lot of large animals have it. Elephants work in infrasound. Big tigers do. Giraffes do.
Hmm.
Infrasound is you don't hear it, but you feel it.
Hmm.
So I assumed it was probably infrasound they were working with. You talk about the frequencies they can get to. And but now that I think I've determined within my own head anyway that they are hybrids and they are part human. It might have been pheromones. Who knows? I just know I got froze and he did too, and it happened to me one other time out in the forest when I was walking along, not even thinking about Bigfoot, and I had that happen. Just all of a sudden you get stopped. You can't do anything. You're looking around trying to see what's causing this. You don't see anything.
Right.
The hair standing up on the back of your neck. It's one of those things. It is a good venture, that's for sure.
Hey, everybody. Thanks so much for checking this out. We hope you enjoyed this episode, and please get subscribed and ring the bell so that you're notified every time a new episode is uploaded. Our upload schedule for the Pieces channel is on Tuesdays and Thursdays, so keep your eyes open. But ringing the bell is probably the best way to find those episodes because, you get notified, and that's quite a deal. So, again, we encourage you guys to check out our other YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/paranormal portal. And that's where you can find all the full-length videos of these interviews. And, of course, check out this one and many, many others. There's over 1,000 videos on that channel and nearly 1,100. We're getting close to 1,100. Wow. That are on the Paranormal Portal channel. So we'd love for you to go over there and check that out and become a part of it. And we do live shows over there every Wednesday through Sunday nights at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time right on the YouTube channel itself. So we'd love to have you check that out as well. And as always, please watch for the Paranormal Portal podcast, which is out there and on all of the major platforms, Pandora, Spotify, iHeart, iTunes, Google Play, and a gajillion other ones. So wherever we are, we hope you find us. And thank you so much for all your love and support. And I hope to see you next time.